Chapter 1, A Shart-Free Surprise. It was the day of the big field trip, and Max woke up feeling different. No morning shart? He couldn't believe it. Weird, he muttered, rolling out of bed, expecting the usual rumble in his stomach, but nothing. At school, Max met up with the Shart Squad, Jake, Maya, and Lily. I didn't shart today, Maya whispered, eyes wide. Me neither, Jake added. Is it just me, or does something feel off? The Shartington students boarded the bus, heading for a day outside of town. As the bus rolled farther from Shartington, they noticed it, no sharts. For the first time ever, the Shart Squad wasn't letting them rip every few minutes. It felt peaceful. Chapter 2, The Shart-Free Museum. Their first stop was the Shartington History Museum. Usually, museums were a no-go for the Shart Squad, too many sharts, too many echoing halls. But today, it was different. They strolled through the museum without a single stinky mishap. This is amazing, Max grinned. I've never felt so free. Jake laughed, no more awkward moments. No more holding our noses. They spent hours exploring the museum, learning about ancient artifacts, historical figures, and even stopping at the planetarium, all without a single shart. At first, it was like a dream come true. Chapter 3, The Day of Freedom. Next, they visited a park just outside of Shartington. For once, they weren't worried about letting one loose in public or embarrassing themselves in front of their classmates. I feel like a different person, Lily said, twirling in the sunshine. No sharts, no problems. They had lunch, played soccer, and enjoyed their time without the constant threat of sharting ruining their day. Max and the squad couldn't remember the last time they'd felt so normal. But as the day wore on, something strange happened. Max felt like something was missing. Chapter 4, The Missing Sharts. By mid-afternoon, Max started to feel uncomfortable. Not physically, but something just didn't feel right. Guys, is it weird that I kinda miss sharting? He asked. Maya nodded, looking conflicted. Yeah, it's been nice not worrying about it, but now, I don't know. It's like something's missing. Jake agreed. It's too quiet. Too clean. Shartington may be stinky, but it's home. The Shart Squad exchanged glances. They had been enjoying their shart-free day, but suddenly, they couldn't wait to get back to their smelly, chaotic hometown. Chapter 5, Back to Shartington. As the bus rolled back toward Shartington, the familiar rumble started in Max's stomach. He exchanged a knowing look with the rest of the squad. We're almost home, Jake grinned. As they crossed into Shartington, it happened, one by one, the Shart Squad let out their first sharts of the day. The air filled with the familiar sounds, and instead of being embarrassed, they all burst out laughing. I never thought I'd say this, but I miss this, Max said, wiping tears from his eyes. Chapter 6, Embracing the Sharts. By the time they got back to school, Max and the Shart Squad were feeling more like themselves. Sure, it had been nice to spend a day without sharts, but in the end, they realized something important: sharts were part of who they were. Shartington isn't perfect, but it's home, Maya said, smiling as another shart escaped. Max laughed. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. With that, the Shart Squad headed back into the school, knowing that while it was fun to escape the sharts for a day, there was no place like Shartington, the town where everyone sharts uncontrollably, and that's just the way they liked it. The end for now.